Welcome to the Membership Guys podcast. Kick-ass advice and tips for membership site owners.
What's up, everybody? This is episode 86 of the Membership Guys podcast. I'm Mike Morrison from the Membership Guys. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me. If you're looking to grow a successful membership website, then you are in the right place, because this is where we give you all the practical tips and advice to make your membership successful. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. From time to time here on the Membership Guys podcast, I like to share with you a little snippet of what our members get inside MemberSite Academy. Now, MemberSite Academy, I may be a little bit biased, but it's pretty freaking awesome for anybody who is planning, building, marketing, running a membership website. And one of the big reasons for that is our library of courses that we have. We've got well over 20, possibly even 30 courses in there, covering pretty much everything from being at square one, coming up with your idea, plotting out what your membership will entail, all the way through to how you actually market and hold on to your members and everything in between. And we're continuously adding new content into MemberSite Academy. Now, if this is sounding like a little bit of a sales pitch, I promise you it's not. It's actually a preamble for what is going to form the majority of this episode, because we've actually taken the audio from one of the lessons of a recently added course. It's a brand new course all about gamification. So what gamification is and how you can use it to improve the member experience, improve member engagement, and overall hang on to your members and ensure that their time in your membership is a more enjoyable and more fulfilling one for them and for you. And this is a course that was actually put together by Callie, who is, for those of you in the know, the other membership guy. She's the real brains of the operation. And this course is a fantastic course. It's a more advanced topic for anyone running a membership site, but it's a fascinating one. It's a very interesting one. And in this lesson that you're going to hear the audio from in just a short while, Callie explains what gamification is and why it's something that can be beneficial to a membership site owner. Now, remember, this is just one segment of the course. The course actually covers quite a lot of ground in terms of really diving in to the psychological factors, how to motivate your members, the different methods of gamification, all that sort of stuff. But this lesson, we're introducing what gamification is, taking a look at the definition, what it boils down to, and the reasons why it's useful as part of a membership site. So I'm going to jump right over now to Callie, who's going to explain a bit more about the what and the why of gamification for membership site owners.
It makes sense to start out by talking about what gamification actually is. Now, you may or may not be familiar with playing video games or even board games. If you're not familiar with gaming, then the word gamification might sound a little bit scary and complicated. However, you don't actually need to be a video game fan to understand or make use of gamification. The official explanation of what gamification is that it's the application of gaming mechanics and gaming theory to non-gaming scenarios. So basically, it's the use of game design elements in a non-game context. Now, even if you're not familiar with gaming, you probably know a little bit about how games tend to work. So with video games, for example, typically you'll work your way through a series of challenges, you'll level up and get increased skills or rewards or points as you progress through the game. So gaming mechanics and gaming theory basically takes those elements that make people want to play video games, so those challenge elements, those reward elements, and allows you to apply them to things like marketing or member retention. You could also look at this as being human-focused design. So most websites, when they're designed, it's all about the functionality and the style, whereas human-focused design is optimized more for human motivation and engagement. And I personally like to think about gamification as being all about engagement via experience. You're creating experiences for your members, which helps them to engage with your content and motivates them to work through your content and stay a member of your site for longer. And at its core, what gamification actually is a way to alter and direct the behavior of your visitors, your members, to focus them on the activities that you want them to be doing. You're essentially pointing them towards the things that you want them to do and rewarding them for doing that. And that's why gamification can be so powerful, because if you take away the technical explanation about gaming mechanics and gaming theory, it's all about altering and directing your members' behaviour. And the gaming elements are a fun, low-pressure way of you doing that. You've probably actually used gamification quite a lot in real life without even realising it. So just some basic everyday examples include coffee shop cards, hotel loyalty programs, air miles, basically anything where you collect points or you get an extra reward based on how often you do something. So with your coffee club, for example, you might get a stamp every time you have a cup of coffee, and once you've got 8 or 9 stamps, you get your next cup of coffee free. That's gamification. They're encouraging you to keep returning so that you get a reward. Hotel loyalty programs where you get points based on the different hotels you stay at, and those points might increase based on the type of room you have, and you can then spend those points on free hotel rooms or other amenities. And similarly, and personally my favourite example of gamification is air miles. So I have an American Express British Airways card, and I now put pretty much everything I can on that card so that I get my air miles, so that I can get cheaper flights, so that I can get upgraded to business class, all kinds of things. Companies everywhere are gamifying our experience without us even realising it. So gamification doesn't have to be anything big and scary. It doesn't mean that you have to go all out and create different characters and quests for your membership site, although you can certainly do that, as we're going to see a bit later on in this course. At its heart, gamification can be quite simple, and that's also what makes it really powerful. Now, you've probably already got a good sense from what I've said about why gamification is useful for a membership site, but let's have a look at some specific reasons why, for a membership site in particular, gamification can be gold dust. So, first of all, it's a great way to direct member behaviour and help them move from A to Z through your site. You don't necessarily even need anything complicated to do this. It could just be simple progress tracking. But gamification is a great way of just gently nudging your member where you want them to go. And in doing that, it also improves member engagement, both with your content and with your community if you have one. So you can use gamification to add elements to your content, to your community, to pretty much any area of your membership site. And the beauty is it all helps keep your member coming back and engaging with you, your site, and your other members. Gamification also helps to motivate your members to actually complete your content. So rather than just logging in occasionally and taking a cursory look, they actually want to work through your content and complete it in order to keep up with the gamification on your site. If you're rewarding badges for every course completed, for example, then that motivates members to collect those badges and to complete the next course, because they know that, as insignificant as it might seem, there's a badge or a reward at the end of it for them. As I mentioned already, it keeps members interested in logging in too. So a lot of the time, members join our site, they get enthusiastic first of all, they start working through our content, and then some other new shiny grabs their attention, and before you know it, this once active and engaged member is hardly ever seen in your site anymore. Having this gamification element in your site can prevent that from happening by keeping your members invested in your site, keeping them logging in, keeping them interested in what you're doing. And it also adds an important fun element to your site, which, whilst it might not be suitable for all kinds of membership site, is always an added bonus, because most membership sites are for adults. And if your site's based on content, if it's based on learning particular skills, then for most adults, they want to actually enjoy what they're learning. It's not like being at school where you have to learn things. They're here voluntarily, and you want to make it as enjoyable as possible for them, as fun as possible for them, so that they'll actually enjoy the experience of being part of your site. And again, they'll keep coming back and they'll keep engaged with your site. And finally, it's a great way to reward members for your desired behaviours. So again, this goes back to directing your member behaviour, but if you know there's certain things that you want your members to do, and you reward them every time they do one of these desired behaviours or certain tasks, then that's going to improve their experience of the site. It's going to make sure that they actually make the best use of the site and do what you've intended with your membership site. And it's also going to essentially train them in how to make the best use of your site. Above all else, gamification is designed to encourage members to keep returning to your site and engaging with it. For courses in particular, this is really important because statistically, course completion rates are really low. So anything you can do to ensure that your members actually finish your course is going to put you head and shoulders above your competition. And that can apply for standalone courses as well as courses within a membership site. We want our members to actually complete our content, and gamification is a great way of making that more likely.
Didn't I tell you that Callie is the real brains of the operation? I'm the mouthpiece. I'm the one who just sits in front of a microphone every week and waffles away and babbles on. Callie's the real brains, and hopefully you enjoyed that little sample of the Gamification for Membership Sites course. And remember, that is just one of a massive selection of courses every member of MemberSite Academy has access to, alongside the monthly training, the monthly masterminds, the community, all the tools, resources, plugins, themes, downloads, perks, discounts, and all of that epic stuff that awaits inside MemberSite Academy. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Hopefully you find it interesting and useful, and it's got the motor running about how you could potentially use gamification for your own membership site. That's it from me for this week. I'll be back again next week with another installment of the Membership Guys podcast. If you've enjoyed today's episode of the Membership Guys podcast, we invite you to check out the membersiteacademy.com. The MemberSite Academy is the essential resource for anyone at any stage of starting, growing, and running a membership website. So whether you're still figuring out what your idea is going to be, or whether your website is already up and running and you're just looking for ways to grow it and attract new members, then the MemberSite Academy can help you to get to the next level. With our extensive course library, monthly training, exclusive member-only discounts, perks and tools, and a supportive, active community to help you along the way with feedback, encouragement and advice, the MemberSite Academy is the perfect place to be for anyone looking to start, manage and grow a successful membership website. So check it out at membersiteacademy.com.